All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here on the Harmless Dave channel, talking about real music and doing it in real time for a few real people out here, just like you right there, just like me here. So, what would Charlie Daniels do? That's a good question, right? It's a new song out that is storming iTunes and all over social media. I don't know if you know who Ira Dean is. He's got quite a resume. Multi-platinum country singer songwriter Ira Dean. I've never heard of the guy. I mean, I need to do more research or hang out on the internet all day, I guess. He's recorded with Hank Williams Jr., Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, Chris Christopherson. People are going to say, you don't know who Ira Dean is? I know I'm going to get that. Darius Rucker, Hootie and the Blowfish. Darius Rucker. Emmylou Harris, Montgomery Gentry. No band in history has had a name that sounds more like a couple guys from the South. Montgomery Gentry. Blake Shelton, and has had songs recorded by Ronnie Dunn from Brooks and Dunn, Rascal Flatts, and the great Trace Atkins, who has a really high singing voice. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. This in honor of the 5th anniversary of the passing of Charlie Daniels. You know, I posted something on my Patreon the other day about how I miss Charlie Daniels. The song is called What Would Charlie Daniels Do? He's got a new song, Ira Dean, featuring Ted Nugent playing guitar. Holy crap, Batman. This is what Ira Dean has to say about Charlie Daniels. Charlie was a patriot, an American poet. He loved God, family, country, and the flag. He was a great friend of mine, and the man I miss, Dean told Breitbart News Daily, and he was like Jesus and John Wayne, all wrapped into one person. Well, that's it's a little strong, but maybe inspired by Daniel's generation-defining musical legacy. Now we put Dolly Parton into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, right? And we put Willie Nelson into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But there's no way they'll put Charlie Daniels in there, even though he deserves to go in. There are a lot of guys that made music that crossed different boundaries. And if you want to say Charlie Daniels didn't have influence, then you didn't really pay attention to what, the 1970s? I mean, guys like Steve Earle, there are so many people who are influenced by Charlie Daniels. And man, that music, when you go back and listen to it, it's got depth, it's got texture. Charlie played, obviously, he played a mean fiddle, right? But he also played guitar really, really well. A lot of people forget about that. Um, so Ira Dean was inspired to do this because he sees the world as very divided. He says it's getting like taboo to be proud of America. I can wear an American shirt with a flag on it now, and I'm called a racist. Wow. See, folks, it's a different place. We're living, and this isn't going away. He's complaining about it. He's putting this song out to celebrate Charlie Daniels. Will this have any lasting impact other than to cheerlead for the good guys? Probably not. Probably not. I mean, this has been going on for years, and it's just sad. Um, he says we're all mutts here. We're black, white, yellow, green. You know. He says I'm proud of this country. Now, I would put a little asterisk. You can be proud of the country, but you can also be upset about what's going on in the country too. Um, I would say I'm proud of the people who like the country. The people who don't like the country, they may have good reason not to like it. And I don't know if I'm upset with them, but I'm just upset that we're so divided all the time. And that's what this is really about. He says, we're all Americans. Let's do the right things, come together, and let's get this country rocking. Um, So Dean doesn't pull any punches. He's called out people like Neil Young. He shouts out American war fighters, and he quotes fellow country crooner Ted Nugent. Ted Nugent is not a he's not a country crooner at all, whom Dean was hoping to collaborate with. I didn't know Ted had. I know he's down in Texas, but my guess is he wasn't all that country back in the 70s, but maybe more so now than he used to be. Um, he says, we were writing that second verse, and I spilled out the whole I'm one of them that don't give a damn, live off the land Ted Nugent fans. I'm probably saying that wrong, but anyway, that's what it says here. Dean says, quoting the song's lyrics about Nugent, I called Ted as soon as we finished it. And I said, Ted, I hope you don't mind. I put your name in the song. He called me back and goes, you've got to cut that. I'm playing a guitar solo on it. And I was like, I was hoping you'd say that. So Dean goes down to Waco and hangs out with Ted, and they cut the song. And now it's the number one video right now across all genres on iTunes. So there you have it, folks. What Would Charlie Daniels Do? Featuring Ira Dean, or Ira Dean featuring Ted Nugent. And tell you what, Charlie is a guy who just did so much for music, and he did a lot for the veterans, and he was just a fixture of goodness. And it's too bad that he's not here anymore. But he left a lasting impact, and definitely should be considered for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I mean, come on, man. I mean, there are other bands like the Outlaws that could be in there, and I mean, just so many different bands that are ignored every single time. And we're going to worry about all this modern stuff that we need to put in there. I noticed the Hall of Fame too has a partiality toward R&B influenced stuff, but not so much with country. I mean, a couple here and there, but overall, country can be a lot like rock and roll, as blues is a lot like rock and roll, and all of it is great music, and or most of it is. I'm not too big on the newer country stuff, which they would probably be more partial to, because more people would be interested. There are not enough old school Charlie Daniels fans left to watch, and most of them are not going to watch the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremony. Most of us have tuned out. We talk about it, but we don't really participate in it. So just a couple of thoughts on this Ira Dean thing. It's a big song, and it's a cool idea. What would Charlie Daniels do? More importantly, folks, what would Jesus do, right? That's the big takeaway from all of this. And Charlie was a follower of Jesus, and it appears that maybe Ira is too. I know Ted claims to love Jesus, so it's a bunch of Jesus-loving people here with different ways to express their heart to the most important person who's ever walked the face of the earth. So we thank Jesus for all of this music ahead of time, because without him, none of this is possible. So just a little plug for the King of Kings and Lord of Lords here at the end.